Hey YouTube, what's up? Before I get started, I want to first ask, why or what do you want to learn from this video? Before I get into it, make sure to watch this video in the series playlist. Click through the link in the description. Now, I want to welcome you to the fourth video of my Modern Warfare Beginner's Guide series. In this video, you'll learn about the gunfight maps, Speedball, Atrium, King, Docks, Bazaar, and R9. This video will help all new and beginner players by teaching and showing you the layouts, spawn points, and the best paths to take. And if you haven't yet, first, make sure you subscribe, like this video, and then we'll get straight into it, guys. Hey everyone, I'm CJ Gamer, and welcome to a Modern Warfare Beginner's Guide video. This one is great for beginners because it helps you learn the maps. Now, as always, I want to shout out my squad, DeepList97, Matt the American, and JC Bad Gaming. These guys are amazing. Be sure to check their channels out in the description. Before I get into it, I'll say that learning the maps is important in Modern Warfare in just about every Call of Duty game, because it gives you awareness. These are all things that help me play good at Modern Warfare. This video is the first video of the Learn the Maps videos. I'll be making the videos through a list of difficulty to learn, over 9 separate videos from small to large maps. In this video, I'll talk about and show 6 points of each map. The name and size of the map, spawn locations, the lanes, the main viewpoints, some good places to run, and some bad places to run. In this one, I'll teach you about 6 gunfight maps, Speedball, Atrium, King, Docks, Bazaar, and R9. Let's get started. The first and easiest to learn in my opinion is Speedball. This map is first because it's smaller than the others and has near to no verticality. For those of you who don't understand, verticality is what this game is ultimately dominated by. Examples being high windows, stairs, and buildings. Speedball offers very little amount of high areas, so it's more of a straight view to enemies. To begin, I'll show you the spawn points. It has 17 points to spawn, but you only spawn here on the blue dots in gunfight game modes. Now, something I've noticed about gunfight maps is they have about 4 primary lanes. As you can see here on the map, running a line through these areas makes up 4 lanes. These lanes are common areas for beginners to run through, especially the too close to the walls, mainly because of a very known map tip is to stick to the edges. This can backfire because it can become very predictable, as everyone who plays on these maps knows to either take the containers to the south, or the walls with the crates at the north of the map. Some of the main viewpoints include mounting on the walls, looking through little open gaps, or straight lines of sight at different spots. As you can see, I'm aiming at different areas or spots that would be effective in a game of gunfight. There are some viewpoints that you should avoid, like open areas such as the middle. Now onto some of the good and bad places to run. To start, running through the 2 middle lanes would be very bad. This is because they're very open and it gives the enemy a very clear shot of you. Good or better paths to take would be both the north and south lanes of the map. You can also creep down to the very south of the map behind the containers. Another one would be to crouch away very close to the north walls. I choose these 2 paths because the middle can become a death zone for you real fast. The second map is Atrium. I made this map too because it's just as small, but with all the posts around the map, it can become confusing for beginners, and the only verticality in the map is in the middle. Again, I'll show you the spawn points. It has 22 points to spawn, but you only spawn here on the blue dots in gunfight game modes. Much like Speedball, Atrium has 4 primary lanes, but with 2 additional ones that run through the middle. The 4 green ones are, in my opinion, the most common paths to take on this map, but the blue ones on the far west and the east sides are definitely more common than the rest of the lanes. A lot of the main viewpoints involve aiming at each opening that you can see from your position. There are also a few straight paths to look down through the hallways. You can also turn to your side at each opening for a clear shot. There's also a clear view of each area in the middle of the map to each area, but it may let the enemy get an easy shot on you. And you can also mount in the middle on the walls, but I think it's hardly necessary because in gunfight you wouldn't last long enough to do this. 2 of the best places to run or watch would be the points shown here in the green. And these 4 red arrows are bad places to run first, which are the 4 main lanes. It's good to take them a little into the game, but not first up because it makes you an easy target. The third map is King. This map is small in length, but the first of the list to offer vertical combat, which makes it instantly harder to learn. As always, I'll show you the spawn points. It has 14 points to spawn, but you only spawn here on the blue dots in gunfight game modes. King has 4 lanes that I commonly see people run through, and with 2 extra lanes I rarely see people use. The 2 most common lanes are the ones with the containers on the north and south of the map. There's a bit more viewpoints in the last 2 maps. Straight from your spawn, you have 4 openings directly into the containers. Right next to both of the L-shaped walls, there's a straight line of sight, but this is a risky one unless you're fast. You can also jump onto the barrels here for some height. A little closer in gets you a view further down the map to the containers, and around the bottom of the circle gives you some nice shots to the top. Being at the top itself gives you a superior view around each point and makes targets easy to see. There's even some sneaky spots where you can crouch at the stairs and shoot through the little bit of timber straight into the container. Some good places to run would be up the stairs and keep close to the middle box, or you could run through the 3 dark alleyways. I would have to say that the worst place to run would be the containers, because you can't see much while you're going through them, and it's easy to be seen from people who are standing up the top. I find it to be the biggest mistake on King running through the containers. The fourth map is Stocks. This map isn't much bigger than King, but it has more verticality and offers areas lower than the ground level. Like the rest of them, I'll show you the spawn points. It has 16 points to spawn, but you only spawn here on the blue dots in gunfight game modes. Stocks has 4 lanes to take with 2 other lanes. One where you run up the stairs and go over the bridge, and another one where you go through the sewer area underground. The most common lanes here are the ones with the stairs. I think this is because people like to stay close to the edge and get a height advantage. The main viewpoints have a lot of variety here. You can look into the sewer area from different points. Standing a little to the side of your spawn areas gives you 2 straight lines of sight to the other side of the map. Staying on the ledge of the stairs here gives you a nice sneaky shot. Crouching on the stairs gives you a both clear shot into the other building, and you get some nice lines of sight from higher up. The upper windows are also good, but can leave you exposed from the side. Being on the bridge itself while at the right angle gives you a nice headshot for anyone running out the doorways. Mounting in the middle underneath the bridge is great to lock your gun and get some nice shots for anyone jumping off of the stairs. You can also catch someone off guard here aiming through the pallets. The SUV on the other side is also perfect for getting people up the top and on the stairs. And I think my favourite viewpoint is this spot here. Just by proning, you get a nicely lined shot and they wouldn't even know where it's coming from. Now some good places to run are going up the outside stairs on either side but not turning, and crouching while hugging the wall. You have a shot at the bottom entrance of the other side, and you can get people right next to you coming out the doorway. The other great path to take, it's underground. Almost no one has ever seen me go under there. I think the number one worst place would be the bridge, because it's in the middle and leaves you open for everything. The fifth map is Bazaar. This map is similar to Docks, but the design of the map with the ledges, crates and the bridge make the map a harder one to learn than the previous 4. Once again, I'll show you the spawn points. It has 39 points to spawn. That's a lot of spawns. This would be crazy in a game of 11 bots, but like always, you'll only spawn here on the blue dots in gunfight game modes. Bazaar has 4 common lanes people use to get across the map, but with 1 extra lane that people can take that leads onto the bridge. The main ones I see people go through are the green ones here on the north and south ends of the map. The main viewpoints are 2 on either side, where both enemies get a straight sight at each other. A good one is climbing up the bridge to get a downward view at people. I've got good shots by doing this. A common one is crouching up the stairs looking at the other side, but I've noticed that it leaves you very exposed. Peeping through the windows gives you a nice shot at the spawn points. Proning here gives you a line of sight in the gaps of the planks, and looking through this specific hole gives you a nice angle at one of the spawn points. Some good places to run would be running in the middle box and climbing the bridge, and getting up onto one of the 4 boxes through the center to climb the windows. The worst place to take would be the north and south lanes because it makes it too easy to be shot. The last one that I chose to be map 6 is Aisle 9. I personally think this one is a much harder map to learn at first for beginners because there's a lot of spots to look out for and the dark lighting makes it harder to see enemies. Finally, for the last time here, I'll show you the spawn points. It has 26 points to spawn, but like always, you'll only spawn here on the blue dots in gunfight game modes. Aisle 9 has 3 lanes that you can take. I never seen anyone take the middle path. The north lane is a common one, but the south lane I would have to say is the most common one I see people take. The main viewpoints start with a clear sight right next to the boxes. There's one by crouching and moving slowly towards the south lane. Standing right behind the spawn at the boxes gives you a straight line of sight to the start of the north lane. On the second floor of either side you get a nice headshot lined up at the south side. Being in this corner here gives you a great flank for enemies below and you can surprise melee them around the corner. There's a nice one here through the gap of the boxes to nip enemies. There's also another view at the same spot, apart from the truck down below. And finally, there's the best spot if you're prone at the southwest of the map where the pallets are stacked. You can get a very clear line of sight and enemies coming around the corner will never know what hit them. The best place to run would be up the crates at the north lane and behind cover, making the best place at first. And usually I find the south lane and the middle always give me shot instantly, so I would avoid these at first. I personally think height is your best friend in this map, so stick with the higher points. And lastly, don't forget to have fun with it while you're learning, because that's what it's all about in the end. This series is aimed to help you play Modern Warfare so you can have fun while doing so. Okay, that's the end of part 1 of my 4th beginner's guide video on learning the maps in Modern Warfare. I hope you all enjoyed the video. Make sure to leave a comment below to let me know what you liked about the video. Also, if you haven't already, please don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and turn on that notification bell to keep up to date with this series. I upload each video every Friday, so stay tuned for my Modern Warfare beginner's guide. Thanks for watching guys, I'm TJ Gamer, and I'll see you in the next one.